Like I always say, I don't have a body for women, I have a body for men. Men like something to grab onto. Once you start rocking the curves, like you inspire another woman to rock her curves, and it's a trickle effect. So the more we see that and our bodies are represented, I mean, it's better for our children.
Hey babies, welcome to the Dr. Beauty Podcast hosted by me, Dr. Anna Guanche. I'm so excited you're here. We plan to educate, inspire, and entertain you. This podcast is not just about beauty. It's about lifestyle, inspiration, life hacks, and of course, beauty. Babies, I'm here with Kristen Louelle Gaffney. She is a Sports Illustrated model. She's a mom, and she's married to a pro football player. She is also starting a business, and I'm so excited to chat with you. Welcome.
Thank you for having me here. I'm so excited.
I'm excited to have you. Well, I follow you on Instagram, and you're so gorgeous, and you also keep it real.
Yes.
Talking about the ups and downs of everything. And, you know, you have 2 boys, right?
I do. 2 crazy, savage children.
Savage children. So, and what are their names?
Jackson is a 5.5, and Conway Bo is going to be 4 next month. So 18 months apart, 2 boys. I had 2 boys under 2. It was crazy, but I'm still alive today. So just day by day.
Love it. I see their little antics, and they look a lot like their dad, right?
Yes.
Am I picking up on that, right?
Yes.
People get so mad.
There is no doubt that he is the father.
People tell me all the time their babies look like their dad, and it's so frustrating because they did all the work to carry this baby and sleepless nights and all this stuff, and then the baby looks like their dad. It's
I know. It could be worse. He's pretty nice to look at.
Oh,
so
that's
okay.
True. That's true. So you were on Sports Illustrated. I love your body positivity and all the posts that you do to encourage people. And I love the fact that also when things don't go your way or you don't get what you went out for, that you're willing to share with people like, wow, things didn't go my way, but I'm going to hit it again. I'm going to try again. And I personally find that very inspirational. And so how did you come about that sort of philosophy?
I think I was really introduced to that mentality when I started dating my husband, who is an elite athlete. So they have a totally different mindset. Mm-hmm. It's brick by brick, day by day. And that's how I really adapted my mentality in life. And whether I win, whether I fall on my ass, you get back up and try again.
Right.
And no one successful in business, modeling, whatever industry it is, said, you know what, I just tried one time and everything was great. No, they failed. They fell on their face and they learned lessons along the way. And I think it's important to share that message, especially in this day of social media where everything seems so perfect. It's nice to hear once in a while, like, I didn't get what I set out to achieve, or I kind of sucked, or I fell on my face, whatever it is. Like, it's refreshing and real. So I think that's important to connect with your followers, to say, I'm a real human and I go through real life struggles just like you.
Right. And it's true. And it's really true, because that vulnerability lets people sort of connect to you on a different level. And a lot of times it's hard to be vulnerable because you just don't want to admit that things didn't go your way, or you want to act like everything's perfect on the outside. But I love your comment about brick by brick, because one of the things that I tell even my child is that, like, don't look at the mountain of work you have to do. I'll say, just take it one rock at a time. So it's kind of like that same concept. And even Will Smith talks about building a wall, one perfect brick at a time. I love him too.
Yeah.
And so it's like, if you start looking at the mountain of things you have to do or you want to do, sometimes it becomes too daunting for you to actually pursue that. But if you focus on the one thing that will take you to the next step next, it seems like you can do that and do it so well, and then put the next one up and the next one.
Yeah.
I used to go on vacation and come back, and I'd have a pile of charts to do, and I'd have all these, the mail. I would have daily, so patient questions. There would be pathology reports that I needed to call patients back. Like, there would be a visible mountain of work on my desk. I would call my husband, I would call the kids, I would send them pictures of it. I would tell people, oh my God, I have so much work to do. I'm so stressed out, blah, 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 blah. And then I would finally get started on it. And then I realized, you know what? I don't need to advertise that I have a million things to do. And as soon as I start doing one chart, the next chart, the next chart, the next chart, and one piece of mail, the next thing, that I got it done a lot faster than I even realized, and I didn't have the angst. Like you don't have to have that whole angst. You can just go.
It's about being efficient too. So something that has been helpful for me, because I would get so overwhelmed, especially as a mother, working mother, your to-do list is huge. It seems like it's never ending. So something that has been helpful for me is I make a list every night. At the end of the night, I clean up downstairs so that I wake up to a clean house and nothing to do. I make a list of 5 things to do. If I can do these 5 things today, then I feel accomplished. And just checking that off and having 5 things to check off, now it's complete. It's 100%.
Love.
You feel good about yourself. And then you do it again tomorrow. Next thing you know, you crossed off, what's 5 times 7? I don't know. But you go over 30 things over the week.
No, it's
now
true.
You feel, and it does something for your confidence as well. You feel accomplished. So I think taking it day by day, and like you said,
goal
focusing.
setting.
Yeah, you just one thing at a time, you feel so much better about yourself.
I love it, because I was going to ask you how you do all the things that you do.
It's a lot.
With young kids on their own being its own whole entity, but, doing, starting a business and having, traveling with your husband and then doing your own photo shoots and being a model. And there's probably things you can add to that also. But ultimately, I usually ask my guests for life hacks, and you already gave us some life hacks. I'm one of those people that uses sticky notes because...
Yes, that's what I use. I put my 5 things on my Post-its.
Yeah, I need my Post-it notes. I write lists, and then I go and cross off what I finished and write another new, fresh list. And what's funny is, don't you sometimes come across an old list, and then you're like, oh, wow, this is from like 3 months ago. Look, I did everything on this list.
Yes.
Or, you know what I mean?
Or even with journaling, like leading up to Sports Illustrated, before I'd even auditioned, I wrote in my journal every day, I am a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model. I did that every day for 9 months. And then I got the call. So if you believe in yourself, if you, with all your heart, not just, I want to be this. No, I am this.
Yeah.
You're acting as if. Act as if. Acting as if you already believe it. And that's half the battle, is actually believing in yourself. And when people go after things or have these dreams, a lot of times you'll hear people say, I can never do that. And you're just like, you are absolutely right. You can't do that because you don't believe in yourself.
You told yourself you can't do that.
And I told myself I could. And I fucking did.
Yes, and you fucking did. I love it. I love it. And I love the fact that the type of person that you are makes people want to cheer for you. Like you garner sort of like, for sure from me, I could say from me, but I'm sure from a ton of other people, that feeling like we're right behind you and we're happy for you.
Yeah.
And, I just love your attitude. It's phenomenal. It's like the way to be. I love it.
Thank you.
I'm going to start journaling again. I haven't journaled in a long time. When I met my husband, I was like obsessively in love with him. And I wrote Anna Guanche about 600,000 times in a notebook.
I love that. That's what I do with my husband. And I was
practicing how I was going to have my signature, how it was going to be. It used to be really long and florid, and I've decided, and then soon after that, I decided that was impossible to do with all the things I had to sign as a doctor.
So it's AG
so now it's ADG.
I'm KG, yeah. But I was doing
I don't have time for all that.
I was signing like checks at a restaurant, KG, before I was even married. And same thing, like when we were just dating, I said, he is my boyfriend. He is. Not I want him to be, he is my boyfriend. And 2 kids and 4 years of marriage later, we're going strong. So
unbelievable. Oh, 4 years. So you've got your kids like right away.
So we've been together 10 years. We did things kind of the NFL style way, which is have a baby first. Okay. So we had our first child. We were kind of drunk one night and joking. We're like, it'd be so fun to have a kid, and got pregnant.
You did it.
We did it. And then I was like, don't you dare propose to me while I'm pregnant. And one of those, oh, he's just proposing because she's pregnant, or she trapped him, one of those. I feel like I was kind of trapped here because he wanted a football team of boys. So then we were like, well, now we have to give him, a brother, a sister. So we focused on having another child. And then we got engaged, and then we got married at a courthouse. So very untraditional, but it works for us, and we're happily in love. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
That is all that matters. A lot of people focus on the wedding.
I know.
In fact, I have a podcast with an amazing wedding photographer, and I have nothing against a stunning wedding, you guys.
I like to go to them.
I love a gorgeous wedding, but sometimes it's more, it can't be more important. It can't be even like one inkling of what your life together is. Like it's years and years of living together, treating each other right, having each other's back, and all that. And, it's not about the wedding.
No.
It's about everything else. And the same thing with pregnancy, because pregnancy is an event. everyone has a pregnancy story. They have the pregnancy, but then you have the little baby.
Yeah.
Like then you're like, whoa, now things are serious.
Yes. And
I'm up all night and I'm trying to raise this human being and feed them. And like, because like in your mind, you're only thinking about the pregnancy. But then
they send you home with a child and they're like, good luck.
Yes.
Like you hear all this stuff, you get pregnant and you get obsessed with, is my baby an apple today? And all these things.
Right.
Pregnancy's like great and it's easy, but you're by yourself still. The kid hasn't come. Once the kid comes, that's when it gets
That's
tough.
the work.
And that's when you need to have a partner. And in those late night feedings, your husband isn't like, I'm really glad we had that $400,000 wedding.
Right.
Like, or when, like even when Tyler was injured, we never talked about a wedding or anything. When you go through these trials and tribulations as parents or as a married couple or a couple in general, like that's what matters is, are you a ride or die for your partner?
Right.
You have to be a ride or die through thick and thin. Like that is what makes a successful marriage and partnership, not a wedding. But I like to go to them.
But weddings are beautiful and we love beautiful weddings.
Yes.
So please keep having them and we want to go to
Invite
them.
us.
But nothing against a big wedding, but don't let that be the only thing because it's the day-to-day, the everything, like you said, being behind each other.
Absolutely.
Supporting each other and being consistent.
Yeah. And I think also it's real, true, genuine, successful, long-lasting love is about choosing each other every day. And it's not the big grand gestures or the big parties or the big trips or anything like that. Those are special moments, absolutely.
Right.
But it's choosing that person every day because I believe that you can have multiple partners if you wanted to. You are a knockout. I'm sure men will be lining up for you. But you choose every day to be with your husband. I choose to make coffee for him. He chooses to leave me little notes or help me out when I'm just overwhelmed. And it's those little choices every single day that I think really make a strong partnership.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So he fully supports your career, obviously, as a model. And Yeah, people are always actually very surprised. Like, wow, like he just lets you do that? I'm like, first of all, he doesn't let me do anything. Good.
Number one.
A+. Did you hear that? He doesn't let me.
I do not have to ask for permission. If you're asking your man for permission, I suggest finding a new one.
Right. Annette, can I make a note on that?
Yeah.
If you are asking permission, it may not be his fault. It may be your responsibility to not start out the relationship that way. You have to.
It's about setting boundaries.
Yes, you set boundaries. And if you can do it from the very beginning, where it's not like, can I do this? Why? Why would you ask your partner, your teammate, permission to do something you want to do? And so if you set that precedent, then you kind of start going down that road.
And I think it's hard to work backwards. Like you said, if you start from the get. So I think of men, and it could be women too, but men are like puppies. You have to train them. So since day one, you get to learn each other. And that's when you really learn each other's boundaries. So when he's bad, you say, bad boy. No. But when he's good, you
praise.
You praise him and you give him
positive
sexual
feedback
favors. You have to, it's like a puppy. And he will grow into this amazing dog that listens to you. No, but you do need to set those boundaries. So I think from the get-go, Tyler has always supported me and looked up to me, and I've looked up to him, and we both admire each other's confidence. And I think that's been the foundation. So when I am in a thong bikini for Sports Illustrated, he's not like, you need to cover up, because I've had guys in the past who are like, are you wearing that or doing that or this makeup? And he's like, hell yes, that is my wife. Did you see her? Did you? And he'll show pictures. Like, he is so proud. And
the best.
I feel the same way with him. So I think just being proud of each other and having confidence is one of the most key important factors in any relationship.
Since you're so gorgeous and you're a model and you're an inspiration to me and everyone, tell us your favorite beauty tips.
Well, go see Dr. Anna, obviously. But my number one tip, well, first of all, in health and skin or beauty, the secret is there's not many secrets. It's just consistency. But the number one beauty tip I tell every girl is wash your fucking face and don't sleep with makeup on. That's like one of the worst things you can do for your skin. So I give myself a full facial every single night, every single morning. I really try not to wear makeup unless I need to, but wash your face, girl. Wash your face.
Never go to bed with a full face of makeup on.
Ever.
Never. That blocks your pores and makes your eyes puffy because your eye makeup gets in your eyes. Not good.
Don't do it.
Great beauty tip. I love that. So tell me about your career. How did you get into it? What what inspired you to?
Yeah. So I have a unique background. So I actually graduated college early in business, marketing, and finance, and I went straight into the working world of software sales. So I went from a startup. If you've seen the show on HBO, Silicon Valley, that is exactly what my life was. We had a slide in our office. So we IPO'd, and I switched over to the more corporate side and worked for Adobe Systems, which is one of the top corporations in the world. So I was a top executive. I was top on the leaderboard as a female, which was incredible.
Love.
And Tyler got drafted to the NFL. And so we did a long distance. That was rough, but we made it, totally made us stronger. And it was kind of this point where we're not going to do long distance. We are absolutely committed. So I booked a one-way ticket for love. I quit my job, sold my car, sold all my belongings. One way. Thank God it worked out.
Right.
And like I said, I got pregnant pretty quickly, and I had never been alone. I've always had sports or a career, something to focus on. Mm-hmm. So I enjoyed my pregnancy, stayed at home with my first child, and then I feel like I needed something for me, because I think it's easy as an athlete's wife to get wrapped up in your husband. And, you know, those girls, that's amazing. But for me, I needed something more and for myself. So I slowly got into blogging for mothers and really focused on that. And then I saw some traction in how I had an impact on other mothers through my writing. And then Instagram kind of grew with that. And I made amazing friendships with amazing people. And I actually saw my girlfriend try out for Sports Illustrated. I'm like, wow, if she can do it, I can do it.
Right.
And
Which girlfriend?
Yes. Well, Camille Caustic.
Oh,
she was a cover model, and she's killing it in her career. So I'm so proud of her. But I asked Tyler, I'm like, should I do this? Like, I was scared. And the first thing he said was, absolutely, do it for yourself and do it for the moms. Love. And I never gave up on that dream. And in between, I really focus on social media. I think you can really find a lot of opportunity, both, you know, monetarily, but also the relationships and impact that you have. Mm-hmm. And so that's been really my sole focus. And now that I'm, you know, older, I'm trying to get into the behind the scenes and growing companies and brands from behind without being the face. So, but you'll help me with as I get older. So
as I get older, she says, and she's just a baby. We're all going to go cry now. It's time for me to go cry. Bye. No, you look phenomenal. That you don't need to be behind the scenes. You could definitely be on the front of the scenes. I think that one of the things that I'm against, and I've talked about on other podcasts, is that ageism. So why do you have to be behind the scenes now? There's no reason.
Well, I enjoy it, but I'm with you with the ageism. I think so many older women are so fabulous, work or no work. I support both. I'll never understand the women that hate on other women for doing work, or hating on women in general. Like, you must feel pretty bad about yourself if you're taking time out of your day. Our day is so precious. So if you're taking time out of these precious moments of life to project hate and negativity on another woman, you really need to look within yourself. Right.
Or anyone.
Yeah. Anyone.
Woman or man.
Yeah.
Woman or man putting out negativity or receiving, like giving it to a man or a woman. Why?
Yeah.
Why would you, like, sometimes when I'll see a mean comment, I'll be like, you literally stopped scrolling and typed out a comment.
Yep.
Why? You could just keep scrolling or block or whatever, but instead you wanted to make someone feel bad. And that's just an odd, very bizarre human trait that I can't relate to at all. I don't get it.
I get asked all the time, like, how do you deal with negativity? Because I definitely get my fair share of trolls.
Yeah.
And my answer always is, I'll pray for them. Because if you really think about it, especially the ones who make fake accounts, you took time out of your day, you have to create a Gmail account or an email. Then you have to create an account. And then you go on my page to leave something that I'm just going to, like, delete. Now I just delete it because I'm
and
like,
this is your whole agenda is to make a fake account so that you can.
They must have something within themselves, and that has everything to do with them and absolutely nothing to do with me.
So true.
Because if someone has a real issue with me, they'll call me, you know, and we'll figure it out. But trolls, like, that's a them problem. It has nothing to do with you.
But does it hurt your feelings?
Sometimes there will be certain things that maybe hurt my feelings, but for the most part, I just don't have enough time in my day to worry about that.
You know, honestly,
my to-do list is too long.
In the beginning, it did hurt my feelings. It still hurts my feelings, but I'm a little bit, better at managing it. Because it could get to the point where you're like, I'm not going to put myself out there.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to take a risk of being talked to this way or being insulted or whatever. But then you realize, know the source of who's saying this. And if there is a grain of truth to it, maybe there's something that you need to, like, learn from it.
Yeah.
but maybe not. And then let it go. So it's sometimes though you end up telling the story of the one mean comment over the 100 positive comments.
Yeah.
So I find myself doing that sometimes, and I have to catch myself like, no, stop it.
Yeah. It happens. You're human. I'm human. It happens. Yeah. It doesn't feel good.
No, it doesn't. And you wish that you just hadn't seen it. That would be the ideal, that you don't even see it, so it doesn't even worm its way into like
I used to engage, and I used to clap back or anything like that, but now it's delete, block.
Block and delete. That's my favorite.
That's
block and delete.
I have no time for you.
No time for meanness. No time for meanness. So it says here that you do credit Olivia Culpo for some of your success. It can't be all of it, but
I do.
Tell me about that.
She has become one of I would say she's absolutely my best friend. She inspires me so much, from her work ethic to how much she's done truly on her own. I mean, she has an incredible team and support system, but this girl is a workhorse. She's a pretty face, and I'm sure, she gets her backlash and mean comments too, but she really works her ass off. And when I was going through this process with Sports Illustrated and dealing with maybe some negativity at times, and she's dealt with negativity too, and we've talked about it, it's handle everything with grace. Right. And that has always stuck with me when she said that. I've heard it before, but it really hit home with me. She's always said, handle things with grace. Be a class act and just work your ass off. Don't engage and just be successful.
Just rise above it.
Rise above it. So she is so graceful and so classy, and she's hilarious. She makes me laugh, and she's just truly a good friend that I can always count on. So I'm really grateful to have her in my corner.
Love it. Did she inspire you to do some of the modeling or?
Absolutely. Because I still don't consider myself a model. I do model, but I'm not a booked and working. I'm not actively trying to get jobs unless it's like a brand I truly align with. So I didn't know what I was doing with my body and posing and face and hands. And so she really helped me in that department, and just the business of it all. Like, that's one thing to take a picture, but there's a whole industry and business behind modeling. So she's really helped me navigate through all that, the good and the bad. So I'm happy
it's tough. It's tough, right?
Yeah.
It's not what it looks like. Oh, you just pose and take a picture.
It's hard. I'm like sore after.
I mean, there's a certain positioning, and then there's the way you look and the way you keep yourself looking, and then there's multiple shoots. It's not like you do one set of
and then you're done
images and you're done. No, you have to constantly be putting out content.
Yeah, it's what's next. So you have to always have something lined up, and that's what she does. She's all over the place with acting, modeling, being an entrepreneur. So that's really inspired me and helped me realize firsthand that you can do it all. She is the epitome of that. And I'm trying to follow in her footsteps. You can do it all as a woman, as a man. You can do absolutely anything you want. So
that's why I love it. On this show, I always ask people what inspires them, and I ask them who their mentors are. And sometimes they might be someone imaginary or someone they don't personally know. Yeah. But if you personally know someone, I feel like they really can guide you by bringing to you the reality of how many things they could accomplish and how they manage their time and how they do it. And so if you don't have a mentor, I always say, find someone who's doing, it's not going to be, everyone's unique, right? You're going to do your own thing, your own way. You have your own look. You have your own, look, you're a mom. She's not yet, but there's all this stuff, all these layers of dimension for each person, but you can always get inspiration from someone and information. Usually successful people are very happy to share information with you.
Yes. That quote, it's like, find you a friend that's going to mention your name in a room full of opportunities. That's her from me, and vice versa. So I always say I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. Over the years, my circle has gotten smaller and smaller, but those are quantity best friends that I can count on, and I know will bring me opportunities, and I'll think of them. There's no agenda, there's nothing. But when you mentioned mentors, so she's absolutely been an inspiration to me. But one of my, I guess, idols who I don't know, so that you were saying, maybe people you don't know, is Adam Sandler.
Oh, I love that.
I'm diehard obsessed. Like, I don't get starstruck at all, but if he walked into the store, I would probably pee my pants. Like, I'm obsessed with him. But he is a mogul, but he hasn't changed one bit. He's still wearing basketball shorts from 1994. And I love how he brings his friends along for the ride. So you notice every movie, it's the same actors. It's his best friends. Group. And I love that. So I'm constantly, my husband and I say, we always do the Adam Sandler approach. Like, how can we bring our friends along for the ride? If I have an opportunity, can I hire my friend instead of, a random person?
Right.
So always helping each other out, and like, let's all make money and succeed together.
I love that. I always used to notice that, like Seth Rogen, He has his pack of people that are so funny, but a lot of times they're cast in various movies over the years. And when you look back on it, it's many, many years of the same people, not always the same people in every movie, but you think to yourself, imagine the rapport, imagine the relationship, and the how fun it is to, you're going to do your work, you're going to get your movie shot, which is not easy to do, but you're going to support each other, push each other forward, and have a lot of fun. So I agree with you. In fact, it was just today I have a patient who's recruiting a certain specialty of young person that he wants to groom for his business, and he's looking for someone. And I texted my friend whose son was looking for a job recently to give the contact to connect the two. And that's like my favorite thing to do, is to figure out a way to connect people and give benefit to everyone, so that
that's what it's all about.
And why not? And why wouldn't you?
Yep. Yeah. And karma is real.
And karma is real. It really is real.
The more you give, the more you get. That's no coincidence.
Totally agree with
you. Very true.
That is so true. So she's like, I love it because I know you, but not that well, but I'm getting to know you throughout the podcast. And it's like we have a very similar mindset. So that's really cool. So you have a movie coming up?
I do. It's a Hallmark movie.
A Hallmark
It's my
movie?
first one. So we'll start filming in the next couple months. And it's a Christmas movie, but it has some of like my favorite actors that I grew up. I don't know if you ever saw the OC, but Misha Barton's in it. John Lovett's one of the idols of comedy. So I'm really excited. It's set for next Christmas. So next holidays, the movie will be coming out. And I've really taken the time, the holiday season, to just spend it with family. And I've been training under Leslie Kahn, who's like the queen of comedy in LA. And
it's a comedy.
Yeah, it's a Hallmark movie, so lovey, cheesy comedy. Yeah, but that's what I want to do. I would love to do like anything Cameron Diaz has done or Drew Barrymore. Like that's my vibe. Yeah. So I'm really excited because this is something I never studied growing up. I never did theater. I've always been good at impersonations and just making people laugh. And it's been really cool because this has been the first time, I don't know in how many years, 10, 15 years, that I'm doing something purely for passion. Right. Every week I do a 4-hour course with Leslie Kahn, and then I have to rehearse. So this is all behind the scenes. It's not for Instagram. No one's seen me put in 15 hours a week rehearsing. It's just for me and my soul. And there's no money attached. There's no applause. Right. It's just for me. And that feels so good. So to find a passion, I think is really important for you. There's that box like do something that makes you money, do something that like is for passion and for love and all these things. So I feel like I'm, finding my way through life to check each box. So it's been fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
I've told you guys before, but on TikTok, people would ask me, what's your agenda on TikTok? Because like I'm not selling anything. Yeah. I'm not talking about procedures. I say, well, I started doing it and I love it. I love making people laugh. Yeah. I love doing silliness and coming up with ideas of ways that we could twist a sound to make it fit something. And it's just fun.
You are hilarious. I love your reels and your TikToks. I absolutely love it. And it's hard. It's not easy to put yourself out there. Well, especially in comedy.
You get some flack for it sometimes because some of my stuff is irreverent, and then there's some cussing in it, so I get given a hard time, especially by my colleagues. But
yeah, I think in comedy though, comedy should be the one genre in life that is untouched. Like that's why it's funny, because you are pushing the lines, you are cursing, you are saying absolutely absurd things. Like just 2022, don't touch comedy.
Yeah,
like,
we're just
let it be. That's why it's funny.
And that's what I say. I'm just being silly. I'm just trying to make people laugh. Yeah. This is not, if you want to see like medical information, I have plenty of that on Instagram on, the procedures that I know about. I'll give you my take on it, my scientific background about it, and, all that. But like this part is not for that. And interestingly, it's just like you said, it was for no particular gain, and I keep it up and it doesn't feel like work because it's just fun.
It's fun.
Like really fun.
You're allowed to have fun.
Thank you. Thank you. No, but it's true. Sometimes you have to give yourself permission, right? To have fun and do things when you can't connect it to a personal gain of any kind or moving forward in any way specifically. But ironically, I think those are the things that do move you forward because they bring out a different side of you. Whatever you would naturally do or naturally find fun or funny might just be that thing that you need to do. So I would love to, go into acting a little bit. And
you would absolutely kill it.
and so that's something that I always kind of had in the back of my mind. But like doing TikToks in a way is like a little practice for facial expressions and sounds and things like that. So it's just fun, and I love it. So I can totally relate to that. I've never taken any classes in anything
so
either.
Fun. You should do it.
But I know
I'll send you my girl. It's so much fun.
Send me your girl. Well, that's it. You guys get ready. I hope you're ready. So, okay. So we want to spin the wheel. Do you want to spin the wheel? We have a wheel.
Oh, okay.
It's just a wheel for legal purposes. Go ahead.
Okay.
So then we'll see what category you win.
Okay. Wait, hold on.
Okay, right.
Uh-oh.
Wear it or tear it. Okay, I'm going to say some different clothing, and you're going to tell me whether you wear it or tear it. Velvet tracksuits.
Like juicy tracksuits? Absolutely wear it. I'm here for it. I love it. They make your ass look great.
Okay, so let me tell you guys that I lived in juicy velour.
Yes,
those suits.
So good.
For like 2 or 3 years, that was the only thing I wore if I was not at work. So I guess I'll say wear it too, but I don't know if I would wear it now. Would you wear it now?
Yeah.
Yeah? I love it. Okay, what about flannel tops?
I would say tear it. I'm over them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. With my body at least, I'm curvier, so I have to wear tighter things. Otherwise, I look like I'm wearing a pillowcase.
100% agree.
So show off the body, girls.
Yeah, show off the body. I feel like that thing is just too straight. It wasn't designed for a woman's body. So unless you have like a svelte body, even then.
Yeah,
I agree.
Show off the curves.
I agree.
Show off the goods.
I agree. Leather dresses.
Tear it.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes, again, I don't know. I don't know. I guess it depends.
Depends on the style of the dress.
Depends. I think you have to go all out badass, like borderline Matrix. Yeah.
You guys, I have a black leather dress. It's pleather. Don't worry, it's not real. I'm here for my closet.
Like, maybe add some studs. Like you got to go all out badass for sure.
We'll see. Maybe I'll return it. It's in the box to be returned.
You're a badass. I'm sure you're gonna have some red bottoms and amazing hair, jewelry.
Okay, bucket hats.
Pass. Tear it. Yeah, I'm not here. I'm not here for it.
I have to say, I agree. Bucket hats really don't protect you from the sun that much.
Always wear your SPF, guys.
Yeah, always wear your sunscreen.
Rule number 1 in skincare, wear the sunscreen.
No matter what else you're going to do to your skin, if you don't wear sunscreen, there's no point to it, right? You can put a million antioxidants and serums on, but if you're not going to wear sunscreen, there's no point because then you're accumulating damage. But like when you wear those little bucket hats, it only has this little 1 or 2 inch rim, and that's just not enough to protect your face from the sun. Maybe your scalp, but I mean, come on, wear a better hat, okay?
I was going to say something so dirty, but I'm happy I didn't. No, I was going to say you need more than 2 inches.
You need everyone needs more than 2 inches. Hello.
Oh God, I can't help myself. It's bad.
So long velvet gloves.
I haven't seen those, but I'm interested. I like anything fierce and different.
Yeah.
So I'm open to it.
You would wear it?
Yeah.
Okay, one more. What about mom jeans?
Are those like high-waisted?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all day.
Really?
If low rise comes back, like I'm burning the place down.
Really?
Yeah. High rise makes your ass look fantastic
really?
too. If you get the good kind, it adds some shape and tight. The Levi's high ones, amazing. Yeah.
For some reason, I feel like the high-waisted ones make my butt look flatter, but the low-waisted one makes your butt look perky. But that's just my bias.
Well, you have a fantastic ass. Oh. I'm working to get an ass like hers, so the mom jeans helps lift it up for me. So
thank you.
You'll share your workout routine with me. So then maybe I'll do low rise.
What do? I do yoga. I started a challenge with my friends. We did a push-up club. So it's like 50 push-ups a day, and you have to text each other when you get it done. Well, I'm not that good at push-ups. My arms just are not very strong. So I'm up to 12 push-ups a day, but don't tell them. Hopefully by the time this comes out, this thing will be over with. But anyway, so I've been doing 50 squats a day.
Oh, squats is
50 squats.
That's all you
and
need.
50 abs to make up for my other, what do I have? 38 more push-ups and then every day I try to do 1 extra push-up, but it's just not my forte.
If anyone wants to work out, the 2 things all you need to do as a woman is squats and planks.
Squats and planks.
Because planks get your whole body, your core and your arms.
Yeah.
And squats is the best thing you could ever do. Everyone loves a nice, I've just been squatting, I would say the last 3 weeks because we have our Mexico trip coming up and already I see my butt just slowly getting up.
Perky.
Squats.
Love. And you have a fitness venture that you're working on, right?
I have.
Tell us about that.
Well, we have a supplement company. So that's a nootropic. So that's really for the brain. So how you have protein for your muscles is protein for your brain. So it's all about brain health. And then we have a home gym that's called Xeno Gym. So this is something you could throw in the back of your car, get a full body workout, over 100 workouts. And then we're kind of in the beginning phases of something with the health and wellness within children. So I'm really excited about that. We're really just researching right now, but that's our next venture.
I love it. Oh my gosh. It is sort of like a big open space for kids to start loving exercise or having sort of a place to exercise if they're not in a specific sport. I feel like sometimes kids are just that's not their thing. And in some cases, you probably don't want to hear that, but they need a workout or exercise. And so it's kind of an interesting.
Yeah, especially now with everyone being inside with devices. I remember I would just go outside and play until it was dark. Don't go past that bush and be home by dark. It's a little different in this world now. So just getting outside, but also parents are paying more attention to kids' health. Yeah. I grew up on fish sticks and whole milk. I ended up okay. So don't worry if you're not, but hopefully there'll be stuff on the market soon for children as well.
I know. I grew up on bologna.
Yep.
Canned corned beef.
Yep.
I mean, day-old bread and stuff like that.
You look good.
Never had a cavity. Drank the hose water. I mean, I think we do worry a lot and we want everything to be perfect for our kids because we do. We'll do our very best, but I don't know. Some of that stuff, I wonder if it's necessary.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I saw something today, a meme, and it was breastfeeding versus formula and, that whole mom debate. It's at the end of the day, our kids are still having McDonald's with crap in the car seats. So it's my son was there's that vaccine debate and all this stuff. It's my kid's licking a doorknob right now. He's natural immunity.
Yeah, natural immunity.
That's what kids do.
And
they
it turns
their
out
knees. Yeah, they're
the
fine.
ones that get rolled in the dirt and lick the doorknobs are the ones that don't get sick later in life because their immune system has built up tolerance and sort of strength, because it's fought off of just stuff. The last thing you want is your kid to go to school one day and then they've never had. Yeah. They're everything
Germaphobe.
hits them like a ton of bricks and they have to stay home, and then that's a slippery slope.
Yes, because then you have to stay home.
Yeah, you have to stay home, and it's not good. So I say roll your kid in the dirt. And actually, medically speaking, asthma and allergies are much more likely in children who were very protected from their environment and were not exposed to different germs and dirt and animals and things like that. So that when they are exposed to the world, they get allergies and asthma a lot more. So they call it I forgot what the exact name was, but it's basically an issue of high socioeconomic level families. The kids are kept so clean, their bottles sterilized, and their feet don't touch the ground, and then they never really develop a tolerance to some of these environmental allergens. And next thing you know, eczema, asthma, all these things. I'm not saying that's the only reason, because there are genetic reasons, but dude, if you have kids, just roll them in the dirt.
Yes. Let them play.
Let them play outside and let them, get exposed to different animals, pet animals, do things like that, and eat different foods early, so they develop a tolerance for different foods. Because having allergy is really difficult to manage for your whole life, to be constantly avoiding something or hoping that everyone else is willing to respect your needs as far as your allergy goes. This way you're more free in a way. So I know we went off on a tangent, but I like to do that with the bucket hat and the other, it's just if there's any little public service announcement I can stick in there, I'll let you guys know. But, okay, so we got to spin the wheel again.
Oh, okay.
One more wheel spin.
Oh, got it again.
Love it or hate it. Oh, cats.
Cats
Love
hate.
it. You hate cats?
I'm not a cat person. They scare me.
Really?
Yeah.
I have 3 dogs. I don't have a cat, but I grew up with cats, and I guess I like them, but way prefer dogs.
Yes, same. I feel like I get more love from dogs.
Yeah.
I grew up with both, and I always just love dogs.
Yeah.
They just love their owners so much.
Cats are finicky about when they feel like being loving and not sometimes. And anytime I wanted a cat in my life, I wanted those dog-like cats. Like there's the dog-like ones, like ragamuffins and Maine Coons. And the reason why we like them is because they're like a dog. So why not just have a dog, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so donuts.
Love donuts. But I can only have like one, then I get a tummy ache.
Yeah.
But maple bars, that's basically the only donuts I'll eat. A fresh maple bar, not a store-bought, but like a little hole in the wall that's been there for 30 years, fresh donut, I'll have that.
And right when it comes out.
Yes, exactly.
Do you ever go to Krispy Kreme and get the glazed donuts when they
I didn't like Krispy Kreme forever. And then my friend just got us maple Krispy Kremes and it was fantastic. Yeah. So I'm reevaluating.
So yeah, think about it, because if the light's on, that means that they have hot, brand new donuts that just came out of the fry.
Oh.
Have you ever watched them? How they fall into the fryer? It's like
I don't want to watch. I just want to consume.
You don't need to know how the sausage is made.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's so good. I love it. That's my weakness. That would be my weakness. That and chocolate.
Chocolate's mine. Dark chocolate, thankfully. But I love chocolate.
And chocolate's good for you, by the way. And back to derm, chocolate does not cause breakouts on its own. It turns out foods that have a high glycemic index, so that means they are very sugary, which is often mixed with chocolate, are what cause breakouts. So people like avoid chocolate thinking that their breakout is from the actual chocolate, but they've done studies with, pure chocolate, dark chocolate do not cause breakouts. So you guys can eat that as long as you're not eating like cake or candy bars and things like that. Okay, what else? Let me ask you this. Do you like one-piece swimsuits?
I do, and I used to resort to them as a mom, getting used to the mom bod. But now, again, with my body, I've learned the smaller the bikini, the better. Mm-hmm. And I just think rock it. Because when you try to hide yourself, it's almost more noticeable. Because usually when people are trying to hide themselves with clothes, they kind of walk like this. They put their head down, all this. So I feel like it's a snowball effect in either direction. So unless it's a high piece thong, I usually just go with like a two-piece and just rock it. If all else fails, margaritas help.
Yeah, drink a little bit before the shoot. I think the closest to naked is the prettiest.
I agree.
That's my opinion.
Give me a small bikini and a couple margaritas and a spray tan. That's the recipe.
Oh, spray tan. Did you hear that?
All my life's problems was a spray tan.
Yeah, spray tan, not a real tan.
Yes.
But yeah. No, and tanning makes you look, but that's why I have body makes on even right now. It's makes you look leaner. So I understand why people want to be tan, because it just looks hotter.
I'm like, paint abs on me, give me a V, and just give me the cheekbones and the clavicle.
I love it.
It's magical.
Mm-hmm. No, it is. Okay, chickens. Do you like chickens?
In what regard? I don't eat chicken that much.
Oh, you don't?
I'm very weird. First note is my dream is to have a chicken coop. So when I have
one.
You do? I feel like when I have a chicken coop in some land, that's when I'm be like, I
have arrived.
Yeah, I have arrived.
That's when you have arrived.
A chicken coop. I will not take care of it, but my husband will. But if I have that, I'm like, I made it.
I hope he's listening to this podcast.
No, it's his dream. He's full dad
he wants
mode.
It too.
He wants it. He wants goats. He wants baby horses, the mini horses. Mm-hmm. Now for Christmas, he asked for like leaf blowers and drills.
It's time to move to Hidden Hills.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But then when I was pregnant with my second, all of a sudden I didn't want chicken. So I won't eat chicken unless it's diced in a salad. And grilled. That's the only way. Very weird. I don't know. When you get pregnant, certain things turn you off.
Yeah, for me it was shrimp. And if you put shrimp and garlic together, I would literally run to the bathroom. It took me like 3 or 4 years to eat shrimp, and now I like it. Mm-hmm. I think I had some last night.
Nice.
I had shrimp gumbo.
Ooh.
But, okay, so I was asking about the chickens. So obviously you do like chickens as a pet.
Like from afar.
Yeah, from afar. Because, we have now 5 chickens, and they're not nice. They're not nice to each other. Like all those things, henpecked and, what's it called? Pecking order, like they are brutal. They will henpeck each other to death. If they someone gets injured, one of them gets injured, they'll henpeck that one to death. They are brutal.
Wow.
We have to put these little plastic things on their face so they can't do that to each other.
Yeah, that's why I'm not taking care of them.
Yeah, they're like living dinosaurs, but they lay eggs for you, and they're so cool.
That's like the dream, is to have like fresh eggs every day, and then go to your garden and pick out your vegetables. So as real as I can get. It's so funny. People always ask me like, how you promote holistic health and real foods, but you get Botox. And I'm like, I mean, no one's like died. Like, I still want to look good.
Right.
But like, I am all for real. So if I look at the ingredients, like if I can pronounce it, great news. If it's like Zan's yellow number 7, I'm like, I probably should not put that in my body.
Right.
So as real as possible, chickens included, fresh eggs, like I'm all for it.
I mean, the fresh eggs are really nice. And then I picked ones that make colorful eggs. So now we're going to have green ones.
Yeah, they're blue and green.
Pinkish brown ones. And then we have blue ones. So all the important things. What color are the eggs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so one more question. Love it or hate it, TikTok.
God, this is such a tough battle for me.
Be careful, because I'm going to ask you to make a TikTok with me.
I know. I understand the power behind it. I can't it's hard for me to get behind some TikToks, because I'll see someone, it's a girl, she's just like this. And it's like 250,000 views. I'm like, what? And she's making millions of dollars. And I'm like, how, like yours are amazing.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's like thought and strategy and like humor behind it. Like those I love. I can go on a rabbit hole with that. But then on the flip side, I get pissed off at these 16-year-olds in Lamborghinis. I'm like, for what? For like doing this? And I'm like, it doesn't make any sense to me. But I have to catch up with the times, and this is like the future. So, I mean, I hate it, but I understand it.
Well, there are, the thing about TikTok is it has the For You page. So basically it will give you what it thinks that you are attracted to based on things you've liked before, and like all these crazy algorithms, kind of scary actually. But the issue with those girls is that they became famous, I believe, because I've been on TikTok since almost the beginning, and doing these dances and being really cute. And then they became a phenomenon, and they don't have to do anything.
It's nuts.
They simply have to post a video of them smiling or doing nothing, and they get millions and millions of views and likes.
It's crazy.
And for every like they get money, because there's a creator fund. So, and when they get lazy or even not lazy, they just post anything. And there's such a phenomenon that people just want to see their face. Like they just want to see their face or their smile and whatever.
It's the new thing. It's YouTube and TikTok. Like that is what everyone's obsessed with right now. I've never watched like a YouTube series. I did go down a rabbit hole with the TikTok like hype house or one of the houses and the drama. And I was like, oh, this is kind of like juicy.
Really?
So,
I haven't done that yet.
It's good. I mean, I don't have a lot of drama in my life, so it's fun to watch drama. So it's entertaining.
Well, speaking of that, no drama is probably the way that you're able to do all the things you do.
Yeah, I stay away.
There's no space and time for drama. And if you actively try to not have it, that's how you can accomplish a lot of things in a day. Yeah. Because drama takes up time and wastes energy. And so I think that's probably it. I mean, I got interviewed for 90210 one time a long time ago, and they asked me for Dr. 90210. They're like, so you're married to a doctor. Do you guys fight? Or do you guys have conflict over your responsibilities? And I said, no, we're like a team. Like he's an early bird and I wake up later, and then I work later and I do homework. I get the kids ready for school. He does starts the homework. And then he's like, well, do your kids have like any emotional problems or any drug problems? I go, no.
Just went right in.
No. Yeah. Do the kids fight with each other? Do they have conflict? And then at the time I was so naive. This was a good while ago. And I was just answering honestly, like, no, it's all good. Knock on wood. Yeah. My kids get along really well. I don't know how I did that. I don't know what happened. I'm not taking credit. Anyway, bottom line is I didn't realize that I was saying all the wrong answers for the interview to be on TV, because I don't have the drama and the fights and the issues and stuff that would make TV juicy. Yeah. I get it. Yeah. But obviously wasn't the right candidate. And that makes sense to me now. But back then I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong is there's no TV if there's no drama.
Yes, that's all they want is juicy drama.
But I'm not going to make drama in my family just for that. Mm-mm. You know, that's short-sighted.
Not worth it. Just don't engage.
I know. No, I didn't. And then later I thought about it. I'm like, oh, there's not going to have any content if there's no fights and there's no, struggle. So, but anyway. Okay, so one last, love it or hate it. Fashion shows. Do you go to them?
Not really. Pass. Especially now. I feel like if I was in the 90s, I would be just so excited to be at a fashion show. Like it was different then. now it's all about, I feel like anything is about clicks now. It's all about social media. So it's like a clout festival. It's a lot of people just trying to hang out with this person with their last name. And I don't know if it's always been that way, but just from the outsider, I'm like, I have no desire to go to them.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's all about the clicks and your followers and who you're friends with. And that takes away from the art of the fashion. So for me, pass. I'd rather stay home.
Not your thing. So fashion shows are tricky because, like, historically, fashion shows involve very tall, thin, androgynous women. And that's an aesthetic. That's also how our mannequins were for all of our, when we would go shopping and go through the mall, and that's what the mannequin looks like. And then that's like the ideal of beauty. And it turns out most women do not have that body. They have curves and so things are changing, and cellulite and boobs and things like that, and butts and and actually it turns out men don't really want that figure in every case. Of course, everyone is attracted to a different type of body. Yeah. And no, I'm not trying to take anything away from beautiful women who walk down the runway, but it's an epidemic of making people feel less than. At least back in the day when it was a really big deal. Those were front and center, those fashion shows, and every single model had because interchangeable bodies. And of course, the clothes do look great on them, but to some extent, if you even are one of those people in the audience and you buy that piece, what would that look like on your body?
I love that models are. It's not just branching that one size fits all anymore. I think I can see the art and the beauty in that 80s 90s body. But I love that we're seeing, people that look like me on the runway now. And over 90% of women have cellulite. Like, that's a fact. So why aren't we seeing more of that? And the more we can make it normal, the less we'll feel bad about ourselves. So I want to see more of my body. And like I always say, I don't have a body for women. I have a body for men. Men like something to grab onto. They do. If you go to other countries, they value thick women. It's a way of saying, like, also, like, you're rich, like, you're fed.
Yes.
And so once I heard that, I'm like, I'm just gonna rock it. Once you start rocking the curves, like, you inspire another woman to rock her curves, and it's a trickle effect. So the more we see that and our bodies are represented, I mean, it's better for our children.
It's better for everyone because the young men that will see this in the media now, it's normalized because you constantly see different sizes and shapes in the media portrayed as an icon of beauty or an ideal of beauty, whereas in the past you wouldn't have seen that. You would have only seen a certain body type and a certain like thinness level that would be
unhealthy.
But that would be considered beautiful. So our kids will grow up seeing different shapes and sizes as beautiful. So that's a very positive movement, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I was also excited that I made it so far in Sports Illustrated, because a lot of those bodies haven't been seen before, especially as a mom. Like, you don't see a mom with stretch marks in Sports Illustrated 10 years ago. So to see that, like, it makes me excited that other women see that and say, like, I can be in a bikini. I can wear this. Like, I can show off my body.
Right.
So if
I am beautiful.
Yes.
Just the way I am.
The only effect that I had, then I am so freaking happy about that.
Love it. Love it. Yeah. So I ask every guest, what is your definition of beauty?
My definition of beauty is confidence. I think finding beauty from within and not caring what people think and having utter confidence in every decision you make. Actually, I take that back. Not every decision, because if you're scared, that's probably a good thing. Right. One of my favorite quotes is get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Right.
But you have to have confidence in that. And confidence is a journey. I know it takes someone years and years. Some people never find it. But I think beauty is 1,000% from within, and loving yourself internally from the inside out.
Agree with you 100%. I feel like my job is, a lot of it is to increase confidence, is to make people feel like better.
Yeah.
And they look better, but that's not the main thing. The main thing is they feel better because this was something that they really wanted to change or wanted different. It's almost like an empowerment.
Absolutely.
And like everything else, obviously it has its tipping point where it's not healthy. And then so there's that sort of moderation aspect of it that I try to maintain. And so I do feel like, and I even said that in my book, 7 Days to Sexy, that you can get sexy in like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Just, it's the way you sit. It's the way you smile. It's the way you connect with somebody. Being sexy doesn't require any procedure or anything.
Because there are plenty of beautiful people who aren't very happy or confident inside. So it's having your head held high and walking into a room and having that aura. It takes time and it takes practice, but you have to put yourself in those uncomfortable positions.
Yeah.
That's how you get confident. Like going for SI, that gave me so much confidence because I was scared shitless and I did it. And just taking that leap gave me confidence. Before I even made it, just taking the leap and doing something I was scared of made me more confident.
And you were very open and you shared about it. And that also makes it even more kind of scary.
Yeah. Vulnerable as hell.
You just face those fears and you just go for it. And then maybe you don't get it the first time, but when you do get it, it's so sweet.
Yes.
Because
it took me 3 times, by the way. So never, ever, ever, ever give up.
And don't ever give up. That's my favorite quote by Winston Churchill. Never, never, never give up. That's my absolute favorite quote. Well, I'm so excited we had you on the show. Tell us where we can find you.
You can follow me on Instagram at Kristen Louelle. So thank you so much for having me. You inspire me so much. You have no idea.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Samesies. Bye, babies.